at those meetings.
So the state senator and the guy who wrote the emergency manager law, state legislators,
Right,
I guess,
absolutely.
they were there. Whoa.
They were there. And the sheriff was there. Even the prosecutor comes to some of the meetings, but the guy told me that he wasn't there because I was hoping he was there. But unfortunately, I don't believe he was. He's going to give me a list of people who was there that he can remember. And
Great.
My thing is this: let's bring them all in and put them on the stand, see what they know.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and that's a federal case right there. That's as far as I can see, that's a federal. You can't have a lynch mob and then say that was a fair trial, because that's a lynch mob. Reverend, we have limited time. Tell us how people can send you money, because obviously the big thing involved here is money for legal representation, money for a transcript. Right? If you want to have an appeal option, you need that.
Absolutely. They can go to bhbanco.org. I have a PayPal right there. bhbanco.org. Or they can mail a check to Banco, 1940 Union Avenue, Benton Harbor, Michigan, 49022. That's Banco, BANCO, 1940 Union Avenue, Benton Harbor, Michigan, 49022. Or you can call me at 269-925-0001. But I prefer if you go to my website at bhbanco.org. We have a PayPal there, and we need funds as fast as we can get them, because we're 2.5 to 3 weeks away from the 15th of December, and we don't want to go in there without the resources we need to fight, because we are battling. And I want to thank Webster Tarpley for all his wonderful work. I love you, Webster, and I tell you, you are a tremendous guy, and I love you.
Well, thank you. This is what we all owe to the cause of freedom, I guess, right? Because that applies to all of us, right? If political opposition can be simply railroaded, framed up, and jailed, then none of us is safe. And the thing that strikes me very much is this whirlpool, right? Benton Harbor, company town, run by super rich blue bloods with this multinational corporate empire, and they think that they can crush any opposition, and this cannot be allowed to stand.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Webster, those out there, please encourage them to send money, because we have to have funds in order to continue this battle. And remember, you can go to bhbanco.org. It's crucial that we get the funds to fight these people, because remember, they're blue blood. These are millionaires over and over and over again, and this is what we're up against. It's us against them, the rich against the poor, the haves against the have-nots. That's the battle that we're fighting right now, Webster, and we're going to win this battle. We're not shutting up. We're going to win this battle. We're going to fight this battle until we win this battle. And I'm excited, I tell you, because I can see it coming, Webster, until we can make some history. And we get the people from all around the world to join in and fight this battle, and get to those embassies and tell them, hey, you said that this was the land of the free and the home of the brave, and only in America. You know, justice is nowhere else in the world but in America, according to the Americans here.
Absolutely right. Reverend, happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next, and we'll be in touch. See you soon. And we'll be back in just a minute on World Crisis Radio.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
Quantitative easing, unemployment at depression levels, Europe financial system falling apart, China getting out of U.S. treasuries. At the end of 2008, the time of TARP, the national debt was at $11 trillion, gold trading around $850 per ounce. Close to 2012, the national debt exceeded $16.4 trillion, gold doubled to $1,600 per ounce. The $20 trillion threshold for the national debt is inevitable. Politicians in Washington have a ferocious appetite for spending and stimulus. What's worse, a printing press to finance. 100 years ago, we had a gold standard to limit this madness, but now you have to adopt your own gold standard. Don't be fooled with paper promises. Get Midas Resources 10 Reasons to Buy Gold free by calling 800-686-2237. Understanding the gold and silver market may be the only insurance you could have to avoiding the next economic crisis. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order your free copy. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com, and in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Have you ever noticed how many sick and miserable people there are? I'm serious. I'm talking about people of all ages who have conditions and diseases which affect their quality of life. Most of them seem to have one thing in common: polypharmacy. That is, dependence on multiple prescription drugs with side effects that actually make them sicker and sicker, not healthy. The good news is that people are waking up to the fact that if you supply your body with all of the nutrients it requires, you will feel better, be healthier, and have a better life. It's important to know that Beyond Tangy Tangerine is the most amazing, great tasting, comprehensive nutritional supplement. Besides supplying all the vitamins our bodies need, it also supplies the necessary minerals that are required for the vitamins to kick in. Look, folks, I'm hooked on it, and I think if you try it, you'll become hooked. This stuff really works. That's why I'm urging you to make it part of your daily health regimen. Visit InfoWarsTeam.com to secure your canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine today. Sign up for auto ship and save on shipping costs. That's Beyond Tangy Tangerine at InfoWarsTeam.com.
Free from the shackles of corporate America, we're the place for independent thinkers. GC.
Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. Webster Tarpley here in Washington, D.C. Now, we will be publishing some very interesting research about Whirlpool. As I say, if you think it's Amana or Maytag or Kenmore, some Kenmore anyway, Bauknecht, KitchenAid, Crosley, an older brand, right? Used to have a Crosley radio. Admiral, also an appliance brand. Those all have been bought up by Whirlpool. They used to be RCA Whirlpool, right? They had their logo at the top of Rockefeller Center. And then around that, I want to thank Kyle McCarthy for valuable research in this regard. And if you want to see some of Carl McCarthy's research, please come to tarpley.net in the coming days. But between the Twitter feed and the actual website, we'll try to post some of this. It's also something called the Cornerstone Alliance. That's another part of it. And the Upton Foundation. So between Whirlpool Corporation, Cornerstone Alliance, Upton Foundation, the congressman is Upton, and then the cousin is from Chesapeake Energy with the highest inflated corporate paycheck, golden parachute in recent memory. That is the thing that runs this town. It's a company town. We have to remember this. And they are at least claimed to be blue bloods, right? Vulgar and lacking in culture, as they obviously seem, right? Hooliganish, as their culture appears to be. Their Whirlpool has exceeded Electrolux as the biggest appliance company in the world. And then that brings us to the question of Kate Upton. Stay tuned to your social media. In the coming days, you're likely to find some interesting analysis about, you've heard of MK Ultra, right? What do you think MK Ultra is? Well, they use psychosexual brainwashing, and Kate Upton is certainly a tool of psychosexual brainwashing. The other thing is, let's suppose you're a anarcho-syndicalist out there. I know there are some. I don't agree with you, but remember your friends at Mondragon, right? The famous self-managed Spanish corporation, right? Well, their appliance division, Fagor, as we reported, Fagor has been driven out of business. So Mondragon is weakened, and the entire anarcho-syndicalist argument is weakened. Hey, anarcho-syndicalists, if you don't like that, you know who bankrupted Fagor? It was Whirlpool, we're guessing here, in this international competitive situation, because they have the biggest share of the world appliance market. So there we go with that. Now, let's switch. We'll keep in domestic politics a little while longer. We have the Ferguson events, and we have the death here of former District of Columbia Mayor Marion Barry. And let me say a couple of words about this. First of all, for Ferguson, I would say, and this would have applied to the Trayvon Martin case also, it's understandable that it's certain, in some ways it's imperative that people will protest. And the one thing I would say, the one thing I would add or change in what has been done is get some economic demands. Go beyond the narrow boundaries of these outrageous cases and raise economic demands, how the situation of the black community, poor people, Hispanics, and others can be improved, and Wall Street has to pay for it. In other words, ways to shift wealth, Wall Street, and into these communities that actually need it, and shift the tax burden back into Wall Street. If we had 30 million jobs from the nationalized Fed, plus, I would say now another 5 to 10 million, looking more at the depth of this problem, you're going to need certainly 5 million summer jobs of the WPA type, of people who are otherwise going to have a hard time getting hired. And that's got to be the government. In other words, 30 million you're going to finance on your 0% long-term Fed credit, building infrastructure and any tangible physical production. But also, and this is what I think the Conyers bill represents, is that there are some people who don't have the skills. They don't have experience. They can't be readily integrated even into construction jobs. So for them, there's got to be between 5 and 10 million summer jobs. If you raise these demands, you have something of permanent value. Suppose Zimmerman had been found guilty and put to death. Suppose Wilson found guilty, put to death. Now, Mayor Marion Barry, I met him once at the National Airport, and I also appeared once on a local television broadcast here in Washington, D.C., where I defended him. Remember that Marion Barry was entrapped. Marion Barry was hated by the white establishment here in Washington, D.C. He was hated by Kay Graham. Katharine Graham of the Washington Post, by that entire family, and by the business establishment. And the reason, I think, ultimately was this. Marion Barry went to business leaders and he said, guess what, boys? You are going to provide a paid summer job to any teenager who wants one. White, black, anyone. Any teenager who wants a job is going to get one. And you're